This is Markus Persson, the man who single-handedly created one of the most popular games in history, Minecraft. At just 32, he sold his creation to Microsoft for $2.5 billion. The next morning, he woke up a billionaire. Suddenly, he had everything most people could only dream of: money, fame, limitless possibilities. He even outbid Beyoncé and Jay-Z to buy a $70 million Beverly Hills mansion. It looked like life had reached its peak. But instead of happiness came loneliness. Instead of freedom, emptiness. And soon after, depression. This is the story of how billions of dollars destroyed the life of one of the most successful game developers in the world. In 2009, Markus Persson was just a programmer, not a CEO, not a marketing expert, just someone who loved writing code. In his free time, he started building a game, not for sales, not for investors, but simply because he wanted to. No ads, no publishers, no focus groups, just a pure idea, an infinite open world where players could decide for themselves what to build and how to play. The game became Minecraft, blocky graphics, total freedom, and infinite possibilities. It was a sandbox, a survival game, and a creativity tool all rolled into one. By November 2011, the official release had arrived. Markus had already quit his job as a game designer to focus entirely on it. Mojang, his small studio, sold its first 1 million copies in early 2011. A few months later, the second million, then the third. With success came growth. Markus hired more developers and handed over the role of lead programmer to Jens Bergensten, known as Jeb. Minecraft quickly jumped from PC to iOS, Android, and Xbox, each version adding new features, textures, and skins. In less than 3 years, Minecraft had grown from a one-man hobby into a global phenomenon, making millions in profit and building one of the most passionate gaming communities in the world. By 2014, Minecraft wasn't just popular, it was a cultural sensation. The game was selling 15,000 copies a day. Mojang, with just 40 employees, was insanely profitable. But success came with something Markus never wanted. Instead of experimenting with new ideas, he was stuck in meetings. Instead of chatting with fans, he was handling HR problems and legal disputes. Instead of inspiration, contracts, negotiations, and investor obligations. Markus wanted to be a creator, not a CEO. He didn't want to manage a corporation. The fun was gone. Burnout set in. One day, exhausted by the corporate grind, Markus tweeted, half joking, half serious. "Anyone want to buy my share of Mojang so I can move on with my life?" The answer came quickly. Microsoft. Negotiations moved fast. The deal closed at $2.5 billion. After taxes, Markus pocketed about $1.6 billion. He didn't stop making games entirely. Among his other projects were Breaking the Tower, an experimental game built in just 2 weeks. You gather resources, build structures, train soldiers, and destroy a massive tower. Metagun, created in just 48 hours for a game jam, featuring a gun that shoots little people who fire bullets themselves. Scrolls, a strategy game mixing card and board game elements. 0x10C, a sci-fi space game set in the distant future. But nothing brought him the same excitement Minecraft had. It was as if, after its massive success, the meaning had been drained out of his work. After selling Mojang, Markus could afford anything, and he went big. In 2014, he bought a $70 million mansion in Beverly Hills, beating Beyoncé and Jay-Z in a bidding war, setting a record for the area. The 23,000 square foot property had panoramic views stretching from downtown Los Angeles to the Pacific Ocean. Inside, rooms filled with candy, a rotating car turntable, a 16-car garage, a massive infinity pool, a private gym, designer furniture in every room. According to his realtor, Markus fell in love instantly with the home's minimalist design, modern lines, and the fact that it was fully furnished in high-end style. It should have been a dream, but the reality was different. Luxury couldn't fill the emptiness. The mansion was huge, but painfully quiet. Instead of joy, isolation crept in. Markus could go anywhere in the world, spend time with anyone, do anything he wanted, and yet the feeling was still there. Nothing mattered. On Twitter, he wrote, "Hanging out in Ibiza with a bunch of friends and partying with famous people, able to do whatever I want, and I've never felt more isolated. The problem with getting everything is you run out of reasons to keep trying, and human interaction becomes impossible due to imbalance." He had lost the very things that once fueled him. A purpose to create something new, a community, fellow gamers and developers who shared the journey. The struggle, the challenge that gave him energy every morning. Now every day began with the same question, why bother? And there was no answer. Markus Persson built one of the most beloved creative universes in history. But by selling it, he lost something you can't buy, meaning. Freedom without purpose is a trap. Money can solve problems, but it can also take away your reason to wake up in the morning. Minecraft gave millions of players creativity, friendship, and adventure. It gave its creator a reason to live and build. Ironically, by freeing himself from responsibility, Markus lost the very spark that made him happy. If you're chasing wealth, remember, the real game isn't the money. The real game is the mission.